operating system on top of my laptop. What I would do, I would get one DVD, I'll insert into DVD player, and I will install the OS. What does that mean? I'm copying the files from my DVD to my hardware, guys. Actually, there will be a main program file in your ISO image. So that is called as kernel. So guys, without kernel, nothing, you cannot do anything. So here I'm able to open a browser. I'm able to create a file. I'm able to create a directory, install application. How it is possible? Who is doing? Actually, you are giving instruction in your system. Who is replying? Who is managing all this stuff? Your kernel only. So kernel is the main part of your operating system, guys. So that kernel programming you can modify based on your requirement. If required, if you know the kernel programming, okay, you can change that kernel programming, guys. Once after installation. So actually, the main flavor was Unix. Initially, Unix was developed. Okay, later on, different companies, like even if I know some kernel programming, if I install this Unix box on top of my hardware, I can develop my own OS, guys. I can change the again kernel programming, okay, in programming level. So then I can create my own OS, like Amar OS. I can release it to the market. So that is the reason. That is one more reason, guys. Most of the companies they are using Linux because of its like in terms of security, in terms of support cost, in terms of again open source. This many advantages I do have. That's the reason Linux is most preferable OS. And when it comes to Linux, guys, you can see this many distributions. Okay, Red Hat, Ubuntu, CentOS, Fedora, SUSE, Debian, all are owned by different companies. Like if you go to Windows, if you select Windows, guys, in Windows we do have Windows XP, Windows 10, Windows 7, Windows 16. This many flavor, this many distributions you do have, but all are owned by Microsoft only. But here, so different companies. So majorly, guys, we'll go with these three, guys. In any company, majorly because of its simplicity. When compared to other stuff, these are again not famous, and also even support when it comes to support, maybe the packages, applications. Okay, you may not get that much support for these OS. So you will work on these three distributions mostly in any organization, guys. Red Hat, Ubuntu, CentOS, one more also. If you go with Azure, AWS, Amazon Linux also. Okay, so these four are the commonly used operating system. Even in our uh, course also, I'm going through these four, guys: Red Hat, Ubuntu, CentOS, and Amazon Linux. These are the four distributions I'm going to show you with our. I'm going to work with our DevOps tools. I'm going to install DevOps tools on top of these four distributions, guys. Okay. So next, now let's jump on to our Linux, guys. So as I told you, these three plus Amazon Linux, total four distributions we are going to work. So but guys, basics are same anywhere. No change at all. So you can take anything, any OS. You can go with Red Hat, you can go with Ubuntu, CentOS, Amazon Linux, doesn't matter. Only one or two commands might be different. But basic, if you work with Red Hat, you can work with Ubuntu, CentOS, Fedora, that Amazon Linux also. Not only those, even these distributions also basics on same only. Only in terms of configurations and all, that will be different. So don't worry, you will come to know slow one by one, step by step. Now let's jump on to the Linux, guys. So I hope yesterday we have seen how to create AWS account and how to create EC2 instance on top of it. So guys, I hope everybody has account now. Any issues to anybody? Guys, any issues? You have to speak out, guys. If any issues, please let me know. In terms of account creation, anything. So I'm assuming everybody is good, right, guys?
Yes, Aman.
Hello, guys. Okay, good. So, guys, I'm assuming for others also. Please always unmute yourself, guys. If you don't have any disturbance from your end, please don't be in mute. Try to speak out. So in that way, you can build up your confidence, guys. Try to speak out always. If when I ask you something, try to answer it. Don't worry, nobody will say anything to you if you say something. Okay. So now let's jump on to our Linux class, guys. So first of all, you should aware of the types of users, guys. It can be any OS, any Linux distribution. There are two types of users, guys. The first user is root. User name itself root, guys. ROOT. If you log in with this user, you have superpowers. Means you can do anything in the system, guys. You can do anything. Means like you can install the applications, you can uninstall, you can start the application, you can stop the applications, you can create new users. You have full rights on the system, that system, if you log in with root user. But the same, what is normal user means, apart from root, everybody is normal user only, guys. In the same system, we do have users for Amar, Anjali, Pradeep, whatever the team, that server belongs to which team. For that team, every user has one user in that Linux. We will create. Everybody is normal user only, except root. Only admins will have the root access, guys. How to get root access and all, we'll see that later. In user management, I'll show you. Don't worry. Okay. So only admins, only DevOps admins, system admins, maybe team leads will get the root access to the system. We don't give root access to everybody. Okay. How to provide root access and all, we'll see later. User management. But as of now, understand. Just try to remember this thing. So there are two types of user. First one is root. Apart from root, remaining all are normal users. What is the difference? Root user has full powers, full rights on the system. He can do anything. He don't need any authorization. Any file, any application, okay, any folder he can go. He can delete. He can crash the system also if required. If you are with root user, you have the full rights to the system. That is the difference between root and normal user, guys. Remember this. Now the next thing is, so these are the basic commands. I'll come to you. Maybe who are sharing the screen, that time I will show these commands. Don't worry. Maybe let's jump on to that. So after that, I'll share my screen again. Guys, can someone volunteer again today? So we'll see again these commands first. Guys, can someone please help me? Anybody?
Yeah. Can you make me presenter?
Who is that? Pradeep.
Pradeep.
Okay, Pradeep. Yeah, please. Thank you. Thank you very much, Pradeep.
Yes.
Yeah, I made you as a presenter. So guys, always try to share your screen. It's for your purpose only. Okay, you will be benefited with this. If you share your screen, don't feel shy. Yeah. So log into that. So guys, I hope everybody like without having issues, you created your account and you're able to create your EC2 instance and you're able to log into your EC2 instance. So anybody has issues, guys? I hope nobody has the issues. Okay, the small letters, Pradeep, small letters. EC2 user. Guys, all small letters. You given a
KCC2?
EC2 user. Yeah. So guys, see, I logged into my Linux box. So which OS it is, Pradeep? Which image you have taken while creation? Maybe I'll tell you, no problem.
Sorry, I didn't
Can
get
you go to AWS console?
micro.
That is type. I'm asking about the OS. Which OS? Which distribution? Come down. No, no,
It
there
is
itself. Go to EC2.
it's Red Hat.
Okay, so let's see that. Go to EC2. How to check? I am going to show you now. Go to EC2 dashboard. Same, where you can see the servers. Go to the dashboard. So running instance. So here come down, select your server you already selected. Yeah, that also possible. So I'm showing in command here. Yes, it's Red Hat. So you can see that image type. It's Red Hat. Okay? You can see the image name, platform details. Okay, it's Red Hat Enterprise Linux. RHEL, we can call it as. Okay, now guys, can you run who am I command? Who am I? Who am I? Single command. So it will show you what is your username. What is the username you logged into this system? This line. Can you change the font, Pradeep? Just right click on that white bar. Right click on that white bar in the putty station. So go to change settings. Change settings. Below. Yeah, click on it. Now click on appearance. That one only. Appearance. Right hand side you can see the change option. Click on change button. Yeah, there itself. Right hand side. There itself. Change. Now select bold in the middle one and make it 18. Bold also. Yeah. Now select OK and apply. Yeah, we are good now. So guys, see who am I command. What it will do, it will show you what is your username. Can you do PWD? PWD will show you present working directory, which directory you are in currently. We'll explain about these directories, don't worry. As of now, just remember PWD stands for present working directory, which directory you are in. Can you do ls command? Ls. The ls command will show you ls list of files and folders. If you have any files and folders in this current folder, it will show you. But as of now, nothing is there. Now, sudo space -i. Sudo space -i. Again, I'll explain. So this command will be helpful to switch to root user, guys. Sudo space -i. Enter. Can you run who am I now? Who am I? So guys, see, now it will show you as root user. I'm root user now. I can do anything in the system now. I have full rights now. But
So
sudo
how we can
-i
go back?
command, we'll see that. We'll see that how to go back and all. Don't worry. Okay, so I'll go in order. Don't worry. So now see, so who am I is showing root user. So guys, one more thing, that sudo space -i. Can you highlight that command, Pradeep? Nobody can run this command by default except authorized persons. How to get that authorization and all I will show you. Okay, that command will be used to switch to root user, but nobody can run this by default. Here, that EC2 -user has that authorization. that AWS people given that authorization, because this image, this OS image built by AWS. Okay, they created their own images now. They have taken the Red Hat image. They have done some changes to that image. Okay, they created that image. That image only I have taken. But from that image only I build an OS. So that's the reason EC2 iPhone user got that sudo access. So guys, sudo is a special access. We'll talk about that access in user management. Don't worry. But as of now, remember that sudo access is to get the root access. Nobody can execute that command except authorized person. Okay. So normal users won't get that access by default. We'll see that in user management. Now PWD. Can you run PWD? As I told you, PWD will show you present working directory. In which directory you are in. Okay, you are in /root directory now. Can you do ls now? Ls means list of files and folders. How many files you have? How many folders you have in this current folder? Okay, this is what ls command, guys. Can you run clear command? Clear, CLEAR, just to clear the screen. Clear. So it will clear your screen, guys. So these are the basic commands. Again, still lots of basic commands are there. You'll come to know one by one. Okay, so now let's talk about the common directories in
So,
Linux, guys.
Amar,
Yes.
here
Yes, tell me.
I have a question here. Here we are represented with the pound key, but for the user it is a dollar, right? Is there any
Again,
difference because of the root and
yes, good
normal
question.
user?
Yes, exactly. For root user, you will get the dollars. Sorry, this hash symbol. Can you highlight that hash symbol, Pradeep? The last one in the shell prompt. In the prompt, in the command line, you can see the hash prompt. Yes. Actually, if you are with root user, you will get that hash prompt. If you are with a normal user, you can see the dollar symbol. Just a representation, that is. Okay. Just to identify which user you are in. Maybe whether you are with a normal user or super user. Just for maybe representation purpose, they made like that. They made root with a hash symbol and a normal user with dollar symbol. Only that is the difference, nothing else. Okay, are you clear?
So can we have more than one root?
No, the root user is a single user. Okay, only one user in a single system, only one root user.
Okay.
Yeah. So no, not only root user, even normal users also. Let's assume that I have already Amar user. So can we create one more Amar user? Generally I'm asking. Definitely no, right? We cannot create the same user with same details. It's not possible. In root also same way. You cannot create a same one more root user in the system. Only for one system, one root user. But any number of people can have the access to root user. As I told you, like maybe system admins, DevOps admins, team leads, everybody, they may have access to root user. We'll see that in user part, okay, user management. So now the next topic is directories. What kind of directories you may see in Linux box? So guys, in Windows, what are the commonly again used directories? What are the directories you can see? You can see C drive, E drive, E drive. Again, go to C drive, you can see users folder, program files, right? Different folders in C. What is the purpose of C drive, guys? Guys, what is the purpose of C drive? Anybody?
Store all to install all the software OS.
Exactly. So basically, that
The user
C drive will have the OS related files. Again, in C drive, if you go each folder, let me share my screen. So, Pradeep, I'm taking the control. I'll give it back to you after I explained about the directories. Okay? No one can see your screen. So, guys, are you able to see my screen now? Okay. So, guys, if you go to Windows, C drive, see, there are user folder, program files, different purpose they have, right? So, in the same way in Linux also, guys, we do have different folders. So each is for different purpose. You have to know that purpose, guys. What are the directories you do have? What is the purpose of each directory? Okay, we'll see now. So, guys, somewhere I'm getting some background noise. Can you please mute yourself? Whoever is not speaking. Yeah. So, guys, these are the directory names. No C drive, no D drive like Windows. So these are the directory names, guys. You have to know about these directories. What are these directories? What is the purpose of each directory in Linux? Okay, we'll see now. So first slash directory, guys. So your directories will start with slash only. This is the main directory in your Linux box, guys. Your Linux structure will start from slash only. If you go to slash, you can see all these directories, guys. So what I can call when I refer these directories, I should say slash root, because this is under slash home, slash etc, slash dev, slash boot, slash lib, slash bin, slash sbin, slash tmp. I should call them like this, guys, because all these folders are under slash folder. Now let's assume that, guys, some test folder is here. Okay, if it is here under slash directory, you can say slash test. Okay, but if something under root, now I have to say slash root slash test, guys. Slash root slash test. So this directory I should refer it as slash root slash test. If someone asked you where is this test directory, you have to say, so under slash root this directory is available. Slash root slash test. You should not say slash test, guys. If someone asked you where is this test directory, you should not give the path like this. This is completely wrong in this case. You should say like this. Means under slash root is there. Okay, under root test is there. That is what this meaning. This meaning, so under slash directory, test is one more directory. But actually the test directory is not here under slash. It is there under root. Just example I'm saying, guys. How to refer the path I'm explaining. So maybe this file might be there or not. So it doesn't matter, but these will be there always. So now let's talk about this directory structure. Okay, what are the purposes of each directory and their purpose? This is called as base directory for Linux. So guys, cd is the command. Cd space slash. To open a directory, you have to run like this. In terms of Windows, guys, how to open a directory? Simply double click. If I want to go to C drive, I'll double click it. If I want to go to D drive, I'll double click it. If I want to go to something under D drive, so I'll go D drive first, then after double click on that directory or file. But here, this is the way, guys. Everything is command only. So cd is the command. Change directory. Cd stands for cd space the directory name. If I want to go to root directory, so I should say like this. cd slash root. Simply this won't work out, guys. Like this, it is if we already in this directory, that time it will work. But if you are somewhere this directory, now this won't work out. You have to give full path like this slash root, because my root directory is under slash. So while giving the path, this is called as path, guys. Path is nothing but the root, maybe where it is. So if to enter into that folder, you have to give like this. To enter into another folder, cd slash boot, like this I have to give. Okay, so this is a command, guys, to enter into one directory. I'll see that, I'll show you that. So if you go to this directory, you can see all these directories, guys. Each directory is for different purpose. So first slash root. So what is the purpose of slash root? So it is the home directory for root user. So guys, as I told you, we do have root user, right? What is root user? It's a super user. It's an admin user. He can do anything in the system. So that user personal directory this is. So only that user settings, that user personal files will be there in this folder. If you go to this folder, you can see the root settings, guys. Root personal files will be there. No one can access this folder, guys, except root user. If you logged into the system with root user, then only you can go to this folder. Nobody can open this folder. Actually, we used to call it as a directory instead of folder. Both are same only, but in Linux, guys, little bit terminology will be different. You have to follow that. Okay, so this is called as a directory. Nobody can open this directory, guys, except root user. What is the purpose of home directory, guys? In a Linux box, home directory concept is very important, guys, very crucial. For any user, home directory is the very important directory. It is a personal directory to that user. Every user has its own personal directory, guys. In the system, okay, every user has its own personal directory. That is called as home directory. That user settings will be there. So later point of time, nobody will say go to root home, go to slash root. When you have work with, so let's assume that myself and Anjali working together. Okay, she is from development team and I am from DevOps team. She will come to me. Maybe let's assume that she has some requirement with root user. She want to create some settings, root user settings. She won't say go to slash root. Simply she will say go to root home directory and do the settings. You have to know that, guys. What is root home directory? So root home directory is this folder. You have to go to this folder. Nobody will say later point of time in real time go to slash root folder or go to Amar again folder. Nobody will say like that. Simply they will say go to Amar home directory, go to root home directory, go to Anjali home directory whenever they need settings for that particular user. You have to remember that. What is the home directory? What is the path of that directory? Okay, so this is for root directory, guys. This is for root user. A personal directory for root user. Nobody can open this folder. Remember that. Okay, now the next thing is slash home. Normal user directories will be available here. So guys, example slash home slash Amar. If you go to this folder, guys, okay, if you go to this folder, you can see like Amar folder, Pradeep folder, Anjali folder. So these are the home directories for respective users. Only for root user, the directory will be slash root. It's not like slash home slash root for root user. For normal user, apart from root, everybody, their home directories. So it's similar to user directory, guys. If you go to in Windows, user directory is there, right? In C drive. Here you can see all the user directories. How many users you have in your Windows, that many directories you can. If you go there, you can see the like again personal files to that particular user. Same concept here also. Users is nothing but home /home. Under that you can see all the home directories. Guys, that is what normal user home directory, like /home/Anjali means. So here under /home directory, Anjali directory is there. This is the Anjali home directory. So only for Anjali this directory will be accessible, guys. Nobody can open this. Root and Anjali can open this directory. Nobody can open this directory. Nobody can go to this folder. Again, in the same way, this directory only Amar can open it. Normal user cannot open it. No other user. Like Anjali user, let's assume that I logged into the system with Anjali user. Now she cannot open this directory because this is Amar home directory. In the same way, EC2-user also. /home/EC2-user. Guys, this is a EC2-user home directory. Okay, so personal directory to that particular directory, guys, for user. So guys, any doubts in home directory? Because home directory is very important topic, guys. You have to understand. Nobody will say go to /home/Amar, go to /home/Anjal. Nobody will say like that. Simply, whenever they have some issue, some settings required for Anjali user, go to Anjali home directory. Even I used to say the same stuff, same thing. Nobody will say go to /home/Anjali. You have to remember that. So guys, any confusion here about the home directory? What is home directory? Are you fine, guys? Any issues?
Yes.
Okay. So guys, try to be interactive. So I'm feeling alone in the class. I'm not feeling like you are there in the class. I don't know whether you are listening or not also. Always, when I ask something, try to answer it. Don't simply silent, guys. You'll be feeling sleep if you are like that. Try to answer always. Don't be silent. So we have 12 people in the class, but nobody responded. At least yes or no. You should say that, guys. Okay, everybody I'm asking. So next folder is /etc. So guys, what is etc folder? Okay, let me ask you one question. In Windows, if I want to do some setting for any application, where you will go? Maybe system setting. Maybe I want to change some system properties. Okay, maybe date, or else maybe I installed Putty. I changed some settings. So just some time back, Pradeep changed something in Putty, the icons and all, the font size he changed. How did he change it, guys? How to change the settings in a file in a Windows, guys? Any settings,
Going through
system
the
settings.
appearance.
I'm
Right
sorry.
click and settings.
Yes, most probably in the application itself,
We'll have the
in the
right click and
application
the
icon
settings.
itself, you can see the settings button, right? So, but in Windows, in Linux, we don't have icons, only command line. So here, this is the place, guys. So this is called as configuration directory. Configuration directory. Here, if you go to this folder, so guys, if you go to this folder, you can see all the system settings. Respective files will be there. You have to find out which file you have to change. For each setting, you have different files, guys. Application also. Okay, so that time also, that application file will be copied into this folder, guys. The setting file, that application setting file will go to this folder always. Remember that. So to change any setting for that application in that Linux work, you have to go to this folder, find out the respective file for that application, change the stuff. We'll see that. Okay, that is what configuration directory. The next thing is /dev. Again, this is for device files, guys. If you go to this folder, you can see how many devices you have. Mean to say, like maybe hard disk, maybe CPU, RAM. Again, this is for system purpose. Don't worry about that. Okay, this device, if you go to this folder, you can see all the device files. Every device, your monitor, your motherboard, your keyboard, your mouse, if you have attached to that Linux box, everything you can see under /dev. Everything is a file only. Okay, so next thing is /boot. So guys, this is the main again kernel file. As I told you, kernel will be there right for every operating system. It doesn't matter Windows or Linux. So in Linux, this is the folder where you can see the kernel files, or maybe I can call it as bootable files. So this is the main file, guys. If you go to this folder, you can see your main kernel programming file, kernel file. So because of that only, you're able to boot your system. You're able to start your system. You're able to shut down. You're able to install applications. You're able to log in. So everything, this is the responsible file, guys. It's similar to program files in C drive. The next thing is /lib. So guys, in Windows, we used to call them as drivers for any device, maybe for network, for speakers, for printer. To, whenever you attach some external device to your laptop, you have to install the drivers. Drivers means respective binaries to that particular device, guys. So here, this is the place. So here we used to call them as modules, guys. So if you go to /lib folder, you can see all the modules. Drivers in Windows, here we used to call it as modules. So guys, little bit terminology will be different. Okay. So you have to understand that. Now the next folder is /bin. /bin and a /sbin also, guys. So commands or binaries or maybe executable files will be here. So guys, you are running cd command. We have seen some commands. cd, again pwd, who am I, sudo command, ls command. Actually, how they are executing. So how that when I do ls command, how my system knows it? It should print that current folder list. When I do pwd, how my system knows it? It should print the current folder name where I am in. Actually, those that is also programs only. Those also like pwd, ls. These are the programs, guys. Program files. So those program files, if you can see under these folders. If you go to bin and sbin folders, you can see the program files, guys. The command files. How many commands you can check that by going by entering into these folders. But what is the difference? Bin and sbin means normal binaries. Sbin means secure binaries. Only root can execute. Just a minute, guys. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm back. So, guys, what is the difference between /bin and /sbin? So here normal commands. Anybody can execute these commands. But this command only root user can execute, guys. That is the difference between this and this. Okay. Now one more. Yeah, the last one, /tmp. So guys, this folder means temporary folder. You can do anything temporarily here. Anything. You can create temporary files, folders. Basically, this is for system purpose. Why I'm saying temporarily means if you create some file here, after 30 days, it will be deleted automatically if you are not using. So important files you should not place under TMP, guys. Okay. So basically, TMP will be used by your system to create some cache files and all. So you should not place your important files under TMP folder. This is a temporary folder. This folder is called as. For temporary purpose, I can use it. Okay. So guys, these are the list of folders which are available. Folders or directories which are available in our Linux. Everybody should aware of these directories. What is the purpose of each directory? You should follow the concept. Whenever you want to create something, you should know the purpose. What is the purpose? Why should I create? Where should I create? You should not go to any maybe non-respective folder to create those files. Okay. So respectively, you will come to know that, guys, what kind of files might be there. Again, which files I can create in which folder, you will come to know. Okay. As of now, Pradeep, can you please take control? We'll see these folders, guys, now. So Pradeep, please go ahead, share your screen. I made you as a presenter now. Yeah. So guys, now let's see those directories. Can you maximize the screen? Yeah, okay. I'm able to see. Now, can you do PWD first? PWD, present working directory. PWD stands for present working directory, guys.
I think it's not taking. It became inactive.
Oh, maybe. Just press enter one more. Just press enter. Let's see. Okay, inactive. No need to close it. Just close this button. Don't close the putty session. Just right click on that white bar. Don't close it. Don't close it. Just right click on the white bar. Restart session. Restart session. So this session itself will be restarted. Yeah, provide the username EC2-user. You no need to provide again IP address, key and all. Directly I can log in from here itself because you are inactive since some time, right? So for security purpose, the putty session will be inactive.
Yes.
Okay. So now sudo space -i to switch to root user. Sudo space -i. So how to get that access and all, we'll see later, guys, in user management. So PWD stands for present working directory. See, guys, now I'm with root user. Can you do who am I now? Who am I? See, guys, I'm a root user now, and my current folder is /root now. By default, you will be /root, but you can go anywhere, guys. In the same system only, you have other folders. Now, can you go to cd slash? I mean to say, go to / directory, cd space /. So in Windows, simple double click. Here, cd space the directory name to which directory you want to go. So do PWD now. So ls will show you list of files in that folder. Can you do PWD? See, guys, I'm under / folder now. So whatever the directories I explained, all the directories you can see. Some other extra directories also there. Don't worry, you will come to know about those directories slowly in later sessions whenever it is required. All the directories are not required. Okay, only whatever important I explained. See guys, all the directories are there. Root directory is there, home is there, etc is there, boot is there, bin, sbin, tmp is there, dev is there. Now we'll see one by one directories. First cd slash root. Cd space slash root. Yeah, you can use root also because already you are in slash, right? You can use without slash. Cd space root will work. But now if you give cd space boot, it won't work. See, try it once. Cd space home. Try it. Pradeep. Try it cd space home or cd space boot. It won't work out, guys. See, it's saying because you're searching in the current folder. But if you give cd space slash home, it will work. Try that cd space slash home. So you're clearly giving the full path. Under slash my home is there. So go to that folder. That is what this meaning. Now do pwd. Yeah, always clear the screen. pwd to check it. See, I'm under slash home now. So can you do ls? You can see all normal user home directories. How many users you have in the system? That many directories you can see. Only one user as of now, apart from the root user. If you have Amar user, Amar directory also will be there. So guys, these are called as home directories. Home directories means personal directories for any user. Nobody can open the personal except the root user and that user. Root user can go anywhere, guys. You don't have any restriction. Okay, this is what about the home directory. Now cd slash boot. cd slash boot. You can see the bootable files. Simple boot won't work, guys. Now because you are in slash home. See, these are bootable files, guys. The last one, the last VM Linux, that is your kernel file, guys. Because of this only, you are able to boot up your system. You are able to log in. You are able to do your operations. You are able to run your commands because of that only. Because of this kernel only. That is what kernel. Okay. Now cd slash dev. So you can see all the device folder, device files. How many devices you have, that many files and folders. So hard disk, CPU, RAM, everything it will show you. Again, that is for system purpose, guys. Yeah, always clear the screen. Don't run your commands at bottom. Just for convenience purpose. Now cd slash tmp. So guys, what is tmp folder? It's a temporary folder. Yeah, okay, so only for temp. Basically, the system will use this folder for to cache the files and all. If you place some file here, if you are not using for 30 days, this will be deleted automatically, guys. Okay, so please be careful. Don't place your important files in this location under this slash tmp folder, guys. The next thing is slash etc slash etc cd slash etc. So do ls. So guys, see, these all are system settings files. So based on the setting, which setting you want to change, that related file you have to find it out. System setting, application setting, everything will be here only. So it's not like Windows. In Windows, you have the icons. Simply, I'll open the application. I'll right click on somewhere. I'll get the settings. But here, you have to come here to do the settings. Now cd space slash bin. Cd space slash bin. Bin means binaries, guys. Do ls. So all are commands only. Programming files, these are. Every command has one file, guys. Bin means normal commands. Normal, like any user can execute binaries. Now in the same way, can you go to sbin? Cd slash sbin. Clear the screen first. Cd space slash sbin. Means secure binaries, guys. Sbin means. These all are secure commands. Only root user. If you have root authorization, you can run. Otherwise, no. For security purpose, guys. If everybody has full access to your system, what will happen? There won't be any consistency. So that's the reason. Okay. Now cd slash lib. Libraries. Lib means. Cd slash lib. Means in terms of Windows, drivers. Driver files. For your application, for your devices, the modules will be there. In terms of Linux, modules. In terms of Windows, drivers. So guys, this is what about the directory structure. How many directories we do have? What is the purpose of each directory and all? So we don't have C, D, E drives, guys, like Windows. Okay, so these directories only. If I want to create something, maybe related to application, under slash, I will create a folder. There only I'll use, I'll create my files, application files and data. Okay, so and everybody should aware of this directory structure without fail.
So, Amar, it will be the same for it will be same
For
for
other
all the
distribution,
other Ubuntu CentOS
yes,
also.
almost. Only maybe one or two might be differ. The names will be, but almost same. Commands same. Okay, folders same. Purpose also will be same. Okay. Yes, it will be same only. You can go. You can build a EC2 instance with Ubuntu image. Try the same commands there also. Okay, definitely the basic structure will be same anywhere. Amazon Linux, Ubuntu, Fedora, SUSE, Solaris, anywhere the folders will be same. Only one or two might be differ. So time to time, you'll maybe slowly you'll come to know that what are the differences. So we'll work with all the systems, guys. Don't worry. Overall in DevOps class. But how much you are comfortable with Linux, that much you will be comfortable with DevOps also. So please be careful and work in that way, guys. So I will give the tasks also, maybe in tomorrow class, not today. Tomorrow or maybe day after tomorrow, I'll give the tasks on Linux. You have to work on it out, guys. Then only you will get the more knowledge. Okay. So this is about the directory structure and the types of users and the distributions. And guys, in tomorrow class, we'll discuss about the user management and file management. How to create files, how to create a directories, how to delete them. Okay, how to create users, how to log in with those users. So those things and all we'll see in tomorrow class. It's enough for today. Okay, guys. Any doubts as of now in today's class, guys? Guys, any doubts?
No, Amar.
Sir, what is the difference between slash and root?
Okay. So here, can you go to cd slash? Cd slash. So this is the base directory in your Linux box. Can you go to cd slash root? So first do ls. Do ls first. First do ls. No, there itself. There itself. Do ls first. Okay. You are in a base directory now. You can see all the folders in your system. Can you go to cd slash root now? cd/root. So root is under slash folder. Root is one folder. That is the home directory of root. See the difference. If you go to slash folder, you can see all your system files and folders. And when you go to slash root, you can see only root files. Root home, that is root home directory. That's slash root. Only root related, root settings. Okay, root user settings, root user profile will be there in that folder. That is the difference. Are you clear now?
Okay, sir. So can we use slash after the root directory name?
But that doesn't matter. So cd/root/. Can you make it like that? Nothing will be different. Use it. cd/boot/.
Amar,
Yes.
how to create a folder
in particular
in
directory.
particular directory?
Again, that is the tomorrow topic.
Oh,
So tomorrow we'll see how to create folders, how to create files, how to delete them. Again, how to create a users. These are and all we'll see in tomorrow class. Okay. So as of now, if you have any questions on
So,
these
Amar,
directory structure,
these files can be
yeah.
deleted.
Yes, obviously, but the respective functionality may
It's
not work.
been etc home.
Yes, can be deleted by root user. But let me ask you one question. You have your Windows machine. If I delete a C drive, or maybe if I delete a program files from your C drive, what will happen? Your system won't work out, right?
OS crash.
Here also, if I delete /etc folder, so all my configuration, my system configuration, my system settings will be gone. So my system won't work out in a proper way. But it is possible. You can delete it. If you are with root user, you can do anything. The root user has full rights on the system. He can delete, he can create, he can go to any folder. He won't have any restrictions, guys. So that's the reason we don't provide root access to everybody. We'll provide root access to only the admins. Because you should be very careful, guys. When you are with root user, you should be very careful. Because by mistakenly, okay, if you do something, if you delete something, what will happen? Gone. Your system won't work out. Your application which you install on top of that OS and all won't work out. So you should be very careful.
Can we
Yeah.
not undo? Can we not undo an action?
No. No. The commands which you ran, let's assume that I deleted some command. Maybe some file. You cannot undo. Delete means delete only. But there would be some third-party tools. By default, you cannot undo. But in the market, actually, we don't use them in real time. Just I'm saying that in the market, there are some third-party tools. If you install on top of your OS, you can undo. But that is not best practice. We don't use it anywhere in real time. Okay, so that is the reason you should be very careful before deleting something and all. But you can get the logs. Who did what? So you should be very careful before running that. Can you do history command? It will show you the history. What commands you have triggered till now. History. It will show you all the commands. What are the commands you have triggered till now? Yeah. So in between, I had some other questions. Something else. So guys, tell me.
Do we have recycle bin for Linux, sir?
It's kind of no, actually. So we do have TMP only. We don't have recycle bin. The files won't like in general Windows. If you delete something, it will go to recycle bin, right? No, in Linux we don't have that
Yeah.
concept. So if you delete,
One more
means delete
question,
only.
sir.
Yes.
So how much? What will be the duration of this course, sir, including Linux, AWS, and DevOps?
2 months. Maybe 2 months,
So,
5 days, 10 days maximum.
so will you be covering real-time projects, sir?
Yes. So project means
So,
the real-time
hmm.
tasks. Whatever we do in our projects, the tasks and all, those tasks only I'm going to give. So
So
guys,
can we?
always good, good.
So can we do a separate project, like a separate project on a DevOps complete scenario based?
Definitely, definitely. So maybe so somewhere, at some point of time, definitely we'll do that. Okay, but please more concentrate on Linux. That is my suggestion, guys. If you more concentrate, if you're more again familiar with Linux, DevOps is very very easy, guys. Okay, so definitely we'll work on it out, guys. So don't worry. From my end, I'll give 100%. So from your end also, please give 100%. Try to talk, try to share. Okay, so
Yeah.
definitely it will work out. Yeah.
Hi, this is
So
Aparna.
I'm sorry.
This is Aparna. I just have one question.
Yes, Aparna, tell me.
I did miss. I think you have started yesterday class, right? So I think I have missed
Oh,
that. Yeah.
actually, yesterday I haven't started Linux. Only I was showing how to create an account, that AWS account. What is AWS? How to create, and this OS, how to create this OS. These two things I showed. So Linux class today is the first class. This is the account. Whatever you are seeing in this screen, right? This is
Okay.
AWS account. Okay.
Okay.
So maybe you will get the recording for that. It's not a big deal. Only Linux is today's class only, first class.
Okay.
So you haven't missed anything in Linux.
Okay. I understand. And the thing is, only Linux is enough for this DevOps, or do we need to learn any other things?
So initially Linux is prerequisite. Second, slowly, some application knowledge also you required. Okay, so it's based on the project again. But all you need, if you can understand the Linux commands, what you are doing, again, what is happening when you run that command. So obviously DevOps is very easy. So it's not a big deal. Any application. Okay, so so because in the real time, guys, DevOps will be kind of a more R&D tasks, because each project will be in different ways. Okay, different procedures they are using. So we have to understand their work, and we have to try to automate by using our DevOps. So there will be more R&D type of tasks. So here also, in my class also, I'll give the R&D tasks to you guys. I know the answers already, but you have to do R&D. So in that way, you'll get more knowledge.
So will
Okay.
we cover
So that is
scripting part?
no, actually, scripting we don't cover. Again, that is not DevOps. So this course is only for DevOps, guys.
Most of the time we use scripting to write DevOps code or DevOps syntax. So how we will going to do that?
Yes, again, okay, but as I told you, scripting is not DevOps, but we are using, including the DevOps.
But
Apart from DevOps, no.
most of the syntax is written on our DevOps, on our scripting, sir. Either it is Python or either it is Shell.
Yes, you are right. Again, if you know the shell scripting or Python language, definitely it will be additional advantage to you.
So, but
Okay,
do we
so
have to learn
definitely,
that?
yes, but that is not prerequisite for DevOps, right?
I think
That
so,
is not prerequisite.
but it is very necessary, sir, for writing a code, DevOps codes.
Yes, definitely. Again, necessity is different, prerequisite is different. Yes or no?
Yeah.
So prerequisite means if you know scripting, then only you have to understand, you can understand DevOps. And necessity means apart from DevOps, you need that also. That is different stuff. Right. Again, you have to learn AWS also. AWS again. So in our class, we'll go through the minimum service. What are the services we need for DevOps? Again, apart from that, you have to learn some other services also. Again, those are not mandatory. That's the reason I'm not saying that. but those are necessary. Prerequisites are different, necessity is different. So scripting is a necessity, not prerequisite. Again, it's not part of DevOps also. So without scripting also, you can write you can again learn DevOps. But after definitely you learn DevOps, you have to learn the other stuffs also. Like either you have to go with shell script, either you have to go with maybe Python based on your requirement, maybe your project requirement. So got it?
I have one question. Actually, I did
Yes.
work. Yeah, I did work in real time. I'm just learning Python right now, actually. So, when do we need advanced Python for this too, or only the core Python?
I hope core Python is enough, but it's based on again your project. But as initially core Python is enough. But as I told you, that is not prerequisite for DevOps. Again, that is additional part. So sometimes what will happen, as I told you, in your project, your teams has different works, okay, different tasks. So again, they will give some conditions also. Those conditions and all we will implement by using shell scripting or again Python. Okay, to implement DevOps, Python is not required. But to implement the conditions in your project, you need a Python or shell. So that is not a DevOps. That is not a part of DevOps. That is additional part. Okay. Yeah. So are you clear, guys? Now, anything else?
So, as of now, the Linux commands are enough for this, right?
Yes. So apart from the topics I'm going to cover, so I'll give the tasks also for Linux. You have to go through those tasks also. Try to be again perfect. Okay, then definitely those are enough. And day to day, guys, in DevOps also you'll get Linux commands. So that point of time also you will learn some other commands apart from this basic. Okay, I'm not going to duplicate. I'm not going to again repeat the things. That's the reason. Only the basic part I'm covering, and whatever need the other commands, whatever the necessary command. So whenever the topic comes, okay. So in DevOps, that time I will explain again. So Linux is not only for 1 week. Even in DevOps classes also Linux will be there. Linux topics will be there. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
So next.
What tool we are covering over in DevOps? So can you share
Again,
that?
I'm going to cover. Yeah, I'm going to cover Git, Ansible, Docker, Kubernetes, Maven, Sonar, Nexus, Tomcat, HTTPD, Nginx, and apart from that, Linux, AWS, basic.
And
So
in
these are
about of in AWS, can you cover? Are you going to cover the code deploy, code build, with this kind of services?
no. Again, that is advanced, guys. In AWS, as I told you, you do have again it's an administration. Okay, for that to explain all the stuff in AWS, we need minimum 1 month, one and a half month again. So AWS
Okay.
course is different. Again, it's not DevOps also. AWS is
No, sir,
also it's not.
So most of the organizations are considering native tools. So like for Jenkins, they are using code pipeline for deploying. They use code deploy codes like this. They are using these kind of services.
Again, it depends on project to project. Again, there also it's a DevOps admin decision. Okay, let's assume that if I'm the DevOps trainer, the DevOps admin there. Okay, so actually your management may have the knowledge or may not have the knowledge about those tools. They will ask you. So this is my requirement. How you will implement? So that time I have to decide whatever the tool I am aware of, whatever the procedure I am aware of. So most probably I'll prefer that only. Okay, only very rare cases. If already your client is working on that particular tool, they will ask you, so please go with this. Only very rare cases. Otherwise, it will be your choice, guys. In your project, which DevOps tools you want to use, that is your responsibility. Your architect will design that. Maybe sometimes if he is the again DevOps also architect will be there. So he may discuss with you what tools we are going to implement here to achieve the automation in our project. So it depends on the project to project. Again, sometimes it will be your choice. Sometimes it will be client choice. So that time, if client again decided to go with something, you don't have other choice. But most probably, client doesn't have any technical knowledge most of the times. Okay, so it's mostly our choice only. In that way, it will be there. Yeah. So, anything else? So good to hear you guys. This is what we need. You have to talk always. You have to ask the questions. Otherwise, I was feeling alone actually since beginning.
No
So
worries, sir.
just keep it up, guys. Continue the same thing. Ask questions. Even I'll be feeling good that way. Okay, guys. Is that fine?
Yeah, sir, fine.
I have one question for yesterday's recording. Can we ask the your admin to send us, or how it is?
Is it Aparna? So yeah, actually our organizer will come back to you. So maybe you can reach out to. Do you have number? Organizer number?
No, I don't have. I do have the number which you have given in the YouTube. I think that's it. Is that the same?
Yes, that only. Yes, you're right. Okay, you can contact them. They will. Okay, so if you try to contact them, if you are unable to do that, tomorrow I'll give that. Okay.
Yeah, sure. Actually, right now I'm in USA. So how the paying and all can we discuss?
Again, you can discuss with them. So they will help you out. Maybe organizer, are you there? I think already they left. Okay, so no problem, Aparna. Just reach out to the same number.
Yeah, sure.
They will help you.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Okay then. Thank you. Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll meet again tomorrow, same time. So keep asking the questions. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much, guys. Bye.
Bye.